All right, guys, how you doing this morning? You like my Garrett hat? Uh, um, uh, I just had to check in with you this morning to see how you doing because I'm not doing well at all. I've been making videos all this season about us buying into what Garrett is doing and us being behind Dak, being behind Garrett, being behind Linehan, being behind what's going on right now because it's basically our only hope for success, because if this thing breaks down, then we've got to go through a lot of stuff to get even back to where we are right now. You know what I'm saying? We've got to pick the right coach. We've got to get the roster together for that coach. And we've got to move back up the sales, because essentially we'll be going backwards to go forwards if we don't do it with this current regime, which it is the chances are extremely low. Now we can come back and win next week. You know what I'm saying? We could beat Philadelphia and we right back in it and all that. So there is a possibility, but when we see this team play the same way over and over, year after year, it's hard to think that automatically something will change. There has been some time, 2014, 2016, things just was like working and we didn't know whoa, things are just working right now. Maybe that can happen again. I doubt it, but that's the small thread of hope that we're holding on to. I'm trying with some of you, just with the Amari Cooper. People were saying I was too hard on Amari Cooper. What I'm talking about Amari Cooper has nothing to do with Amari Cooper and his skill sets. He may be the greatest receiver that is available in the NFL, and we got him. Still, we have to scheme for him. We have to get the ball to him accurately. We have to block to be able to get. There's a whole lot of things that has to happen before Amari Cooper can make an impact on a game. And the same thing I said about Dak Prescott. We'll get into that contract in a minute. That same thing I said about Dak Prescott. If you're going to pay Dak Prescott a lot of money, he's got to make up for it on the field. That same thing goes for Amari Cooper. Amari Cooper is at the end of his rookie deal, so he's making a lot of money. And then he's gonna, and I think in 2 years, I think it's 2 years, not this year, not next year, but the year after, we're gonna have to pay him. So we got him for 2 years, well, one more year after this year, until we have to pay him. Check my math and make sure I'm correct on that. But he's gonna garner, whenever we have to pay him, he's gonna garner a huge salary. So we're gonna have to pay him a lot of money, along with Zeke, along with D-Law, along with Byron Jones, along with a lot of people, and he is gonna have to offset whatever we lose because we're paying him so much money on the production, on the field. So I don't know how he's gonna do that. And they now talk about Dak. Jerry Jones yesterday, that's when I told you, when we got Amari Cooper, it told you that we were all in on Dak Prescott. It told you that because there's no way you would invest in a receiver like, well, I don't know, maybe we would, but you don't invest in a receiver like Amari Cooper when you don't have a quarterback, when you're about to put Mike White out there to throw up to him, or Cooper Rush, or whoever we get, or whatnot. You don't do that. So that's why I said when we got that, you have your quarterback and wide receiver a combination for at least the next 2 years, probably 3, because if Dak's gonna be there for 2 years, he's gonna be there longer. And like Jerry said, he's gonna sign him. So that was a part of my depression. That's what I was so upset about that first round pick, because if Dak didn't work out, you know what I'm saying? We would have had a top pick to work at to possibly get a quarterback, to get a monster defensive tackle. You see what the defensive tackles are doing for Washington. There's things that we could have used that pick on, because people were saying, oh, there's not another wide receiver good as Amari Cooper. Well, one, you don't know that. That's just you just trying to make an excuse or whatever. And number two, it still doesn't matter if you invest in a position that you can't use on a regular basis. Do you get what I'm saying? You can have that receiver out there, all good. And Dez Bryant wasn't the worst thing in the world. Des Bryant wasn't the worst thing in the world to where Des was messing us up. That was not the case. And so to think that we have to invest all this money out there, whatever, I just don't see it. So this is a bad spot for me because I'm trying to be as rah-rah as I can and trying to get up as I can. Again, we can beat Philadelphia next week. We can beat Philadelphia next week. But if we don't, man, then see, it's just it's low right now. I hate being honest in these videos because right now I'm trying to be as positive as I can. But Jerry, the organization, Steven, Dak, Zeke, for the entire team, they're letting us down. Plain and simple. So I'll try to. I'm going back up here to work. I'll try to up my spirits and try to make a more of an uplifting video tomorrow. But right now I'm pretty much in the dumps, and I don't know when I'm going to come out of it. All right, holla at you. Peace.